Hi, everyone. I'm back with a new story for Black History Month called Amazing Grace, and it's by Mary Hoffman. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were in books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. After she heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out, and she always gave herself the most exciting part. And that's Grace. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc, and she was the wicked web as Nancy the spider. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy, and she went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She loved adventure, and she loved making up stories. She was Hiawatha sitting by the shining big sea water, and Milwaukee in the backyard's jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. And when there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts by herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat. And she found a city with streets paved with gold, or she was Aladdin rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear. So she loved adventure. Sometimes she can get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. Then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. One day, Grace's teacher said that they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be, and when she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," said Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have auditions next week to choose the parts." And she gave them the words to learn. So that wasn't a lot of encouragement for Grace. But let's see what happens. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. Why do you think she's sad? Yeah, they were telling her that she couldn't play the part because she was black. They were telling her that she couldn't do the part because she was a girl, all these things against her. Raj said, "I can't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl could be Peter Pan." Grace cheered up, and then she remembered, "And Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black." Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, she said, "It seems that Natalie is another one who doesn't know anything. You could be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." Right? It doesn't matter. If you want to be Peter Pan, you could be Peter Pan. On Saturday, Nana told Grace that they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and train into town. Nana took Grace to the Grand Theater. The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in sparkling lights. And there's the sign. "Are we going to the ballet?" Nana asked Grace. "We are, honey, but first I want you to look at this picture." Now you see the picture there? Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer, it said, "Stunning new Juliet." "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time I said yes." After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. I could be anything I want, she thought. And she can. On Monday, the class met for auditions to pick those who were best for the part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what she had to do, all the words to say. She'd been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying, and there she is. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Who do you think's going to be Peter Pan? Yeah, that's right, Grace. You were fantastic, said Natalie. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, I feel as I could fly all the way home. You probably could, said Ma. Yes, said Nana. If Grace put her mind to it, she can do anything. And you can. You could do anything if you put your mind to it. And that was Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.